That's another thing that kids were doing. We're talking about doing all this crazy stuff. There's somewhere where kids are shooting vodka shots in the eyeballs.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that shit too, which I don't, I know it gets you, I guess it gets you more fucked up. I don't know. But why?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Your eyes get drunk?
Yeah.
I might have to just try that out like this weekend. Maybe I'll do that. I'll be in a controlled environment. Just to make sure I don't fucking start blasting the fucking walls down. But I think I'm gonna try that just to see.
You go right ahead.
And then next week I'll give you an update on what happened.
I'm high than a motherfucker. Yeah. I can't see shit right now.
I'll record it. Oh shit.
We should tape that.
Boy.
There you go.
Anyway, man, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's get into some funny shit here.
Yes,
I've gone long enough sitting up here.
You did your thing. Hey, man, it's done. Don't worry about it.
You know what? Tonight, when I leave this room, you're going to shoot yourself.
Maybe. I'm like, holy shit, I thought I had problems.
Let's get some funny stuff. Because you know what? Whenever things feel like they're sad, getting me down, I feel like I'm confused or whatever. I just don't feel happy or frustrated. I'm a little frustrated. I always can go to my page and find some video that somebody sent us.
Goddamn right. Thanks to the Spillios out there that
who
put
sent
this
us some
crazy
good
shit
videos
on the page.
This comes from my man Martin F. Who I think is gay. I'm not sure.
Oh no!
You know what, Martin? I'm not sure.
I know this. Mark has great fucking taste in music, and I love that fucking profile picture. That guy right there,
Martin F.
Oh,
Martin.
Wait,
is his name.
Oh, wait, is that that's who I'm thinking about? Hold on.
Is that who? Yeah. You know the funny thing about that I think
guy.
He uglied himself up.
I love that picture.
I love that picture too. But you know what, Martin F. He came to last year, not this past one, but last year. He came out to our Spillcom get together, which, by the way, I have to admit, made me very happy because so many Spill members came out. We had about 25 to 35 people just coming and going.
Badass.
That showed up.
I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah, and that was that. If there's anything that puts things in perspective for you on how you've done something good, you look at the people that come out and show you the appreciation, and I would always say, if anything makes me feel good, for all the people who hear me say I'm sick of this site or I can't take it anymore, it's the development behind the site or the things that we all have to get done on the administrative side. But it's the people on there that really make me happy.
Dude, the Spillcon, I mean, that was a testament to, I think, all our hard work and what we've been doing. I mean, it was very, I tell people, I don't want to sound like a fruit, but it was very humbling, man. It was really humbling, and just knowing that people appreciate what you do, appreciate the hard work you put into what you do. Yeah. And you know what? Just hearing all those people, hearing them say that how much they love our site and what we do, it made me think, I want to work harder for these people. I want to keep the show entertaining. I mean, as far as 3 years has gone, and it's funny how we don't get any breaks. I mean, we've lasted longer than a lot of seasons of television as far as just entertaining people on a daily basis. And we don't have like a hiatus. We don't have like 3 weeks of vacation time where we can just fucking go anywhere we want, forget about what we're doing, which I understand why, because maybe they'll fucking go crazy. But it's very humbling, and it's very fortunate that we're able to interact with our audience, and it's a great way to letting them tell us what they like and what they don't like.
We are very lucky to have a format. We're lucky to be in a time where we also have a format that allows us to interact with fans. It's funny because while celebrities are out there taking the allure away from themselves, you got people who are coming up like us who actually create an allure by just being open with people from the get-go. There's more of, I think we're starting to see there's more of an allure in not being this untouchable personality. There's something appealing now about showing people that you are a real person behind what you do, because it shows that you can tell them firsthand how much you appreciate them. I mean, I never have been this type of person to go around and think like, I'm too good to talk to these people. They get on my nerves. I never understood that kind of attitude. I've had it done to me, and as much as I'm talking about I've had it done to me, there's no way I would do that to anybody else.
Yeah, there's no need for it.
There's a motherfucker out there, boy. Let me tell you, I ain't gonna talk about some of these people. Let me tell you, there was this dude. I ain't gonna say his name.
Tell it. Yeah. Tell it on the mountain, Corey.
At the spill party, this dude comes up and he says, Corey, I have 2 questions for you. Did you get to see Scott Pilgrim? And I answered this question. I didn't get to make it because they had a screening for Scott Pilgrim. I didn't get to go. And then he says, and second question, can I have $10 to get something to eat? I'm like,
yes.
I was like, I didn't know how to respond. I just said, hold on, man. And then I turned around, I got him in my arm. I turned around, I was like, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to the biggest balls in the room right here. This fool has just flat out asked me for $10.
Yeah.
I gave him $10. I didn't mind giving it to him.
Wow, okay. Well, hey.
It was funny because I told him, I was like,
So he'll never forget that.
What he asked was, he said, can I borrow $10? And I looked at him and I said, fuck no, you can't borrow $10 from me. But you can have $10 because I know you're going to give it back.
Right.
You know, don't say you're going to borrow something, you know you're going to give something back to me. What, you going to give it back to me next year when I come back?
Right?
Oh, fuck you talking about? Can I borrow $10?
May not be a website next year.
Yeah, I might be gone. What you talking about? I might be on the street naked dressed up like Batman running around. That guy got $10. That naked Batman gave me $10.
He's gonna tell all his friends. You want to know? You want
to afford clothes?
like you want to know why that guy's gonna be telling stories to his friends? You want to know why that website shut down? It's because of me. I took Corey's last $10.
Couldn't put it back in the website.
Boy, it was.
Oh fuck!
There was a couple of people there. Stan and his girl. Last year they were friends, and I told them, I said, "Man, y'all gonna be girlfriend and boyfriend. Stop fucking around, all right?" And sure enough, Stan came up to me. It's like, "Well, guess what? You know what you said last year? It happened." It's funny to see people.
Did you go? Who you?
Stan did an interview with me, put on his site. I should probably tell people what the site is.
Yeah.
See if I have
What is that?
I'm not gonna tell anybody because I don't want anybody looking at me on there. I'll tell them next week.
Yeah, there you go.
Angry Movie Dork showed up.
Oh no shit! I keep hearing about that guy, and
he's the 14-year-old kid. Looks like he's 9 and hyper as shit. If anybody needs to have illusions, it's him. Somebody need to give his ass some weed, settle him down. Because he can't.
Is he angry?
No, he was hyper. He's angry when he's on the site, and everybody, and some people complain about him. And I had to say, when I first saw him doing what he was doing, even I had to say, like, man, who the fuck is this guy? And then I started reading the stuff, and I was like, this kid is 14. I can tell. I can just tell. And I was like, people just leave him alone. He's
a 14-year-old kid.
He's 14. And sure enough, when I got there, he was this really, really just jacked up 14-year-old kid. And his mom was there. And the funny thing about it is his mom was sitting. So it ranged from adults to parents who brought some kids. Like there was one mother and father who brought their kid over from Tijuana. And then there were a couple other people brought their kids over, but Angry Movie Dork was there with his mom. Yeah. And he really wanted to show up too. And he was so excited to be there that I went over to talk to his mom because the parents were sitting over by themselves. Why they didn't want to come over with the rest of the adults, I don't know. But they just, it was almost like they were the adults at the kids' party. And we were at like having a party at Chuck E. Cheese or something.
Look, Chuck E. Cheese himself, Corey Coleman.
I'm sick of this fucking site. Get away from me.
Get the hell out of it, kids. Yeah.
But, so I went over to talk to the parents and thanking them for bringing the kids over and everything. Yeah. And I'll go over to Angry Movie Dork's mom. And I'm talking to her. And he comes over. And he just out of the blue just starts spouting off the history of Spill. Oh, wow. You see, back in '95, it started out as a real deal. It was an access show that they did because they just wanted some free movies. And in their life, they got adopted by MIVA after they did a show called The Real Deal that they animated from the original animation show. And the mother would just sit up there. I mean, it was like she was just shaking her head.
That kid turned into the Matchbox guy.
Yeah. Then they took The Real Deal, they made it animated, and then the company got MIVA, they adopted them from New York, and then from New York, they got sold to Hollywood.com, and from Hollywood.com, that's where they got their name. And I was like,
we need to chop and screw that kid.
And then Corey Coleman had
what is they should chop and screw that kid?
Yeah. And then Corey Coleman had a nervous breakdown and quit the site. The end.
And that's how they became.
They were in the site in 1995.
And that was how they became Spill.
Wow. Oh man. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna play that video.
When he was talking to his mother, this is what was going on in here right here.
They started the site in 1995.
His mother just listened. You see, back in 1995, they were the real deal, and they did that show for like 15 years because they wanted to get free movies. But then they got adopted by this company called Movie in New York, and from there they got adopted by this company called Hollywood. That company must have been just losing it.
Spill.
I think I'm gonna get high after this show.
I know. I'm gonna get.
We both need to get fucked up tonight. Yes.
Shit.
Sam, you got any connections?
Yeah, it's called his pockets.
I'm talking about cable connections.
Man, so this. I was talking about Martin F.
Yeah.
We were way off.
Sorry, Martin.
No, so he came to the Spill party 2 years ago, and he's got this crazy. He looks like a fucking frog with a wig on this picture. Frog with some shades. But I'm saying this because he's really a pretty good looking guy. He looks like Cillian Murphy.
Oh, trying to think who that is now. Cillian
Scarecrow from Batman.
Yeah, I always call him Cillian.
It's okay, Cillian.
But I don't know. Yeah, but no. Okay,
I thought it was Cillian Murphy, but
it could be. It could be.
I mean, I know it begins with a C, but I thought it was just one of those weird fucking.
Cillian. Yeah,
you know.
Somebody let us know.
Like Topher Grace and shit. You know, what kind of fucking weird name is that? You know, I just thought he had an eccentric name. No, it's not Cillian. It's Killian.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, he kind of looks like Cillian Murphy.
Oh, okay.
You know, Cillian Murphy looks like a chick.
Yeah.
So I thought I asked for Martin's phone number before I realized he was a guy. Martin, baby, that's a weird name for a chick.
Yeah.
I am a guy, you fucking asshole. So he sent this video in of some. Now I don't know what the hell is going on in Tennessee.
Tennessee.
But they got a Tennessee. You mean that song Tennessee?
Yeah. Every time anyone says Tennessee, I always have to sing it. Tennessee.
But what was that? Arrested Development?
Yeah, it was Arrested Development.
I love the middle.
It's the only lyric I know. Too.
I know Tennessee. Well, I know the beginning of that song. In the middle of the song, there's a girl who, and she's talking through the song, and she's like, "Let's play a game of horseshoes." I gave her horseshoes. Anyway, people, they're like, "What the fuck?"
A lot of people were fucked up back in those days.
But Martin sent over this video of the governor's race in Tennessee.
Okay.
Now, from what I understand from this video, I guess they give the candidates a little bit of time to come out and talk on the news that night. Okay, let's watch the fucking video. Here's one of the candidates.
Okay.
All right, well, all this week, Channel 4 is working for you to help you make a choice in the governor's primary race.
As part of that commitment, we have given all 5 candidates from the 2 major parties time during our news to let you know where they stand, in their own words, about the topics of their choosing.
That's right, and the order was chosen by random drawing tonight. We hear from Basil Marceau.
I'm BasilMarceau.com, the Republican candidate for governor. I'd like to recall all permits.
A.K.A. Elmer Fudd. I would like to recall all wascally wabbits.
We're going to eradicate the rabbits.
But it gets crazy.
Okay.
God damn it. God
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Why'd I go to
Corey, you blew it.
God damn it. I
was like,
I accidentally pressed the wrong button.
Okay. All I was thinking about is that did that guy just give out his name and then after that said .com?
Yes, he did. I got to go to this guy's page, man. God damn it. Did I really? Wow, don't tell me.
Was it?
Oh,
Wait.
shit.
Okay.
God.
Was it on your page?
Oh, fuck. I think I went back too many times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was on my page. Well, I went to your page. I don't fucking know. Yeah, here it is.
Okay.
That's on this page. Right.
Cool.
Okay.
There it is.
Here we go.
All right.
All right, well, all this week, Channel 4 is working for you to help you make a choice in the governor's primary race.
As part of that commitment, we have given all 5 candidates from the 2 major parties time during our news to let you know where they stand, in their own words, about the topics of their choosing.
You know these news people are just laughing their ass off when the camera's not on there.
So you can't wait to play this shit.
Chosen by random drawing tonight. We hear from Basil Marceau.
I'm BasilMarceau.com, the Republican candidate for governor. I'd like to recall all permits and registrations for guns. Everyone can carry guns. If you kill someone, you get murdered. You go to jail.
Really? Is that how it works? I'm glad he knows that.
Across the state, where we make
That should be
Wait,
the
did you-
government.
registration for
Listen-
guns.
Listen to this.
All permits and registrations for guns.
Wait a minute.
I'd like to recall all permits and registrations for guns. everyone can carry guns. If you kill someone, no, you get murdered. You go to jail. And I like to plant grass or vegetation across the state with any vacant lot and sell it for gas, so we can use it for our expenses.
What? Wait. Plant grass to do what?
For gas or for kids? What?
For gas and for kids?
That's what I thought he said.
for gas? Wait a minute.
The state with any vacant lot and sell it for gas, so we can use it for our expenses.
Okay, now it sounds like...
I'm going to remove all gold fringe flags from the state and apply the real flag with 3 stripes. I also want to stop traffic stops. Set it up like the Supreme Court ruled in Knowles versus Iowa. You can't find evidence in a car, you can't look.
What?
I want you all to vote for Basil Marcel. I want you to say the Pledge of Allegiance to a Republic in the morning when you come out. And we all pray to God and say amen. And everyone... have a nice day.
Holy shit.
Hey, he's got my vote.
Oh, my God.
I don't live in Tennessee, so I'm going to go there and vote for that motherfucker and leave and never go back.
I want to see that guy give speeches for 4 years.
I know. I was like, wow, somebody needs to, this guy needs to be president so he can have somebody to make fun of him now. Because Obama's not doing it.
Obama's too smart.
I know. He's too cool. It's like, we need this guy in office. I just love how it just turned into English and then easily turned into gibberish halfway through when he wanted to plant grass so he could sell it to kids. I don't know what the fuck that was all about.
And if you
He's one of 2 candidates.
people, you got to see this guy. He's obviously not all there.
No.
I mean,
that is a motherfucker who's drinking vodka through his eyes. That's what's going on.
Through his eyes, like right before this.
Because I don't know if he's reading this shit or what, but this is fucking badass. I love this.
Don't do drugs, kids. That's basically what it comes down.
Yes, don't do drugs based on this guy.
Yeah. Wait a minute, hold on.
Okay. Oh, fuck.
There you go.
Perfect.
I'm BasilMarceau.com, the Republican candidate for governor. I'd like to recall all permits and registrations for guns.
Recall!
You kill someone, no, you get murdered.
You get murdered!
I like to plant grass or vegetation.
Grass!
With any vacant lot and sell it for gas, so we can use it for our expenses. Also,
Expenses!
flags from the state. Apply the real flag with 3 stripes.
Crap!
Stop traffic stops. Set it up like the Supreme Court ruled in Knowles versus Iowa. You can't find evidence in a car, you can't look. I want you to vote for Basil Marcel.
That's cool.
In the morning when you come out.
Some people losing their minds running for governor all of the time.
This fool there, it's right. He ain't making no fucking sense.
No, not at all.
You can tell there's something wrong with him because he just keeps going back and forth, nodding back and forth. By the way, he's a Republican.
Oh, no, wow.
Like I said,
nice. Holy shit.
Sammy, I agree with you. He's got my vote. I'm going to vote for him so I can see Tennessee get fucked up.
I know.
I'm going to change my residency.
But at the same time, become one of the most entertaining states in the country.
Exactly.
Are you sure that guy isn't the governor?
They want to live there, but they want to look at it.
Are you sure that guy's not the governor in that town where the people are finding fucking leprechauns in the trees? And shit? Are you sure he's not running that place?
It's like, I'm going to win because I have a legion of 6,000.
Leprechauns, they plant gold in trees.
Vote for me.
Get lots of money.
He is the governor. Governor of retardedness.
Oh my God.
We're going to make little mini boating boots.
He needs to go a race against fucking Schwarzenegger in the next California election.
Can you imagine that debate? What are you talking about?
I want to plant grass. Sell it to the kids. Making lots of money.
Plant vegetation.
I'm going to double the rabbit population.
Listen to this fool. I'm still trying to decipher what he's saying right here.
Plant grass or vegetation across the state with any vacant lot and sell it for gas, so we can use it for our expenses.
Sell it for gas? I guess there's not kids.
I want to plant grass so we can sell it for grass and use it for our expenses. I think he's talking about
having like a grass farm. It could be that.
Shit.
Are you sure he ain't talking about planting weed?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I was like, that's the only thing that
Then
would
we're
make
definitely
sense.
gonna vote for that man.
Planting grass. You need some grass.
Plant grass all across the state.
Man, this dude, I don't know what
I doubt it though, because he's Republican.
I would tell you what, man. I would laugh so hard if this fool actually wins. We're joking right now, but if we actually see him give an acceptance speech. My first order of business is to plant grass for expenses. This fool, he said, he wants to pull all permits so everybody can carry a gun. Tennessee will become Escape from New York if this fool become governor.
It probably already is Escape from New York, dude. You just don't know.
With this fool,
I know.
It is Tennessee, and isn't Tennessee a Republican state?
I think it is.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it
Yeah,
is.
no, Tennessee. Tennessee.
Yeah. If it wasn't, I'd be shocked.
Yeah, this fool's going.
But
He's got a good
fucking
shot at this.
Yeah. God damn. He kind of looks like George Lucas's dad if he had one.
When was this?
I mean, if you look at him, he looks like he should be talking about time to make the donuts.
I know. He does. He's that guy. Time to make the donuts. You already made the donuts.
Is that Midnight Run?
That's fucked up. Huh?
Is that Midnight Run?
No, that's Dunkin' Donuts. The commercials. Remember that guy who always woke up like at fucking 5 in the morning? You talk about a motherfucker. Corey, what are you complaining about? You talking about a motherfucker that's working hard every night. That's time to make the donuts guy. That guy's waking up at 4 in the morning.
People, there was a Dunkin' Donuts commercial where this guy's like, gotta make the donuts.
Time
that
to make
dude
the
is dead.
donuts.
That job killed him.
He'd come home.
I saw it in that movie.
He'd come home. He'd sit down on his bed. He's like, baby, it's time to make the donuts. Time to make the donuts.
Oh, let me see.
And that motherfucker got so crazy that he ran into himself. Fucking, did he? Yeah, there's a commercial where he runs into himself going, time to make the donuts. And then his own self passes him by and goes, you already made the donuts. Yeah. It's fucking crazy. Yeah.
Time to make the donuts. The donut is easy. Owning a Dunkin' Donut. Time to make the donuts. Because unlike most supermarkets, we make our donuts fresh day and night. The guys who make supermarket donuts are still in bed. Plain donuts aren't enough. 5 kinds. Of course, donuts this good. There is one reward. They taste so great. Good morning, folks. People buy an awful lot of them.
Yo, that guy became him and that where's the beef woman.
Yeah. Where's the beef?
Yeah, this fool. Yeah, at least I ain't got that job. If you can see the commercial, that dude, he's getting up, the sun ain't even rose yet. He's in up there with a zombie. Time to make the donuts. That dude's dead, by the way. That job killed him.
Poor guy.
I wonder if he did. Yeah,
He's still making donuts in that grave.
I wonder if he was ever like me, where he was just kind of like, if I'm still making donuts from a year from now, I got to stop this. I want to do other things.
Oh no, he's too busy. It's time to make the donuts. Corey ain't got no time to think.
I see other bakers out there. They have their own bakeries. Me, I'm still fucking making these Dunkin' Donuts. I have ideas. I want to make this thing called kolaches.
I'll be right behind you going, what's that? And then you slap me with that donut.
Yeah. One pigs in a blanket.
That's like there was like a little Three Stooges moment in that commercial.
He slapped that dude with he had powder on his, like flour on his hand, slapped that dude, fucking powder went everywhere.
Oh man.
I think this is this the one where he met himself?
Yeah. Yeah, probably. I hope so.
Time to make the donuts. Dunkin' Donuts are always fresh. I made the donuts. We make them at least twice every day. Time to make the donuts. Not a few kinds like supermarket. Made the donuts. Time to make the donuts. But up to 52 varieties. The donuts. Time to make the donuts. I made the donuts. 52 varieties, fresh day and night.
I made the
That dude was going back and forth so much, he transcended time where he met himself. Yeah, in the commercial, he's going in and out this door.
Yeah.
And at one point, he's going out the door, he meets himself. And he's like, you just made the donuts, asshole.
I was like, man, fucking Back to the Future and Star Trek. Totally ripped that off.
It's like Zeus in God of War 3.
wouldn't he like actually cancel himself out? Like if he touched himself,
it'd be a huge explosion.
Yeah. Same matter cannot be in the same place. Same time.
You see each other. Oh,
yeah,
Time cop.
yeah. Matter and pastry cannot be in the same place at the same time.
It's like
the whole universe will be turned into a fucking
from
donut.
the future and a donut from present touch.
I'm gonna, if I'm elected, I make donuts for everybody. I give everybody free donuts and guns.
He kind of looks like that guy.
That's what I was saying. He looks like he just got through making the donuts. That's why he can't talk, because he's fucking tired.
If you eat too many donuts, you get sick, and that's not good.
It probably is that guy.
Yeah, that fool he just woke up. He just got through making the donuts. Now he's trying to like try out for governor.
I'm BasilMarceau.com, the Republican candidate.
I just made donuts.
Oh, that motherfucker ate too many donuts.
That's what it is.
Permit and registration for guns. Everyone can carry guns. If you kill someone, no, you get murdered.
You can kill someone now, you'll get murdered.
You know? Does he say?
He says I
thought he said you kill somebody, you know you get. Wait, okay, now I forgot.
See, he's fucking us up, man. He said, I mean, the way it came out in his mouth was like, everybody carry guns. You kill someone, no, you get murdered.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Damn you, BasilMarceau.com.
You do drugs, you end up like me.
I want to go to this guy's site.
Yeah,
We should bring him down and interview him.
We should bring him to Spill.com.
Now that would be an interview and a half right there.
I'm going to put in Basil Mart.
You just need 10 minutes.
Yeah, just 10 minutes. Hell, just give me 5 minutes. Just say anything.
Is there BasilMarceau.com? Come on.
I don't know.
No, it's not. His name is not .com.
Let me see if I can type in Basil Marceau, because that's the guy's name.
Yeah.
He's probably like trying to get people to go to his website. Yeah.
You think a guy like that could really run a website? I mean,
Yeah.
He probably thinks it's up.
Yeah.
Nobody did
Yeah,
this.
I know. You really
He's like,
think
I
he's
just see it on
confident enough
TV
to
and,
use a fucking computer? He probably fucked up that whole website name for all we know.
I said BasilMarceau.com
Oh,
3
here we
times
go.
and it happened.
Let me see what this fucking site looks like.
Shit.
Pretty bad.
Oh my god.
Gee, people, you got to go to this site, BasilMarceau.com. This fool,
Dude.
he looks like a Klingon in this shit.
Yeah, he's dressed up like fucking Michael Jackson. He's wearing that Michael Jackson suit.
Shimon.
Yeah.
This fool looks like he should be at Comic-Con.
Yeah. No shit. I was
Yeah,
like,
he looks
look,
like Star Trek.
he has a badge on and he has like medals on his
It's like,
jacket.
if I win, I'll immune you from all state what?
Oh my God, people go. This is the guy. Look up Basil.com. I mean, his website really.
It's
If anything, you got to look at him in his fucking suit. I mean, it does look like it
it's
looks
Michael
like
Jackson.
Yeah.
I've never seen a redder shirt, that's for sure.
And it's like the most randomly
So
placed
orange.
2 pictures I've ever seen.
This fool, he's got one picture of himself in a suit.
Yeah.
And the next picture, he looks like he should be walking on the deck of the Starship Enterprise.
You know, he looks like Scotty. That's
he
what he
does.
looks like. Yeah, he looks like fucking Scotty.
Like, beam me up, bitch.
He looks like a cross between Scotty and Michael Jackson. God damn. Oh, well, people. Shit, well,
Beam
Jesus.
yourself over here.
I'm trying to plant all this grass so we can sell it.
I'm so tired, co-host, but you know what?
I'm so tired too, man. Well, it's late.
It's 2:30 in the morning. You know what? They ain't never stopped me from on the
Rocking and rolling.
See, people thought I was sad, but I'm not rock. Rocking and roll. Now, welcome to Fuck Your Thoughts, the email section of Spill.
Talking about some fuck thoughts tonight.
of Let's Do This, and we probably not gonna read that many emails. I'm sorry, I did not mean to go this long, especially with my
shit happens.
We got a question here from Basil Marceau.
Hey!
No, we got a question here from.
Can you vote for me? That'd be good for the grass.
Let's see. What do we have? We have Radio Raheem. Cool. How about that? I don't think we've ever answered a question from Radio Raheem.
name.
Of course, Radio Raheem is from Do the Right Thing.
Oh, that's why it's so cool.
It says,
See if he has the right question.
quick question, motherfuckers. What's up, my... What's up? My question is, like, there's no punctuation here at all. What's up? My question is, will you vote for me? Will you help me plant grass? Will you carry a gun and murder somebody? No. What is up? But God damn it. My question is, what are some instances where a director's cut of a film was not successful? If so, do you believe they can be beneficial or harmful to a film's presentation? All right, I don't understand what you're talking about that second part of that question, but I can tell you there is one movie that people loved, and it became a huge cult hit. And when the director's cut was released, people were puzzled. They thought, not only are we wondering why they released this, but it's not anywhere. It doesn't add any insight to the original film, and it makes the movie a little longer and a little bit boring. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
I
have an idea.
What is it? What do you think? What's the idea?
I know. I hate to say it. I was about to say Donnie
Darko.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
Beat
one.
me to it, Sam.
Yeah. No, that's the one.
I
with
didn't.
people.
Yeah, because you know what? With that cut, honestly, I know that cut was made so people who didn't get it would get that movie. But I'm like, after watching the director's cut, I was like, well, you know, I kind of understood what was going on, where I didn't really need that longer cut.
Yeah, I felt like I watched it again, basically.
It was like watching it over. It was like watching a longer version, and honestly, it felt like some of the mysteries about it, some of the things that made you think in that film, I didn't like that it was sort of explained. You know, as much as you could explain what that movie really meant. But.
Yeah, there's a lot of instances from some of our biggest directors out there too, such as Steven Spielberg and George Lucas, who messed with their movies, which were great, and didn't need to be
just fucked with.
I was about to say fiddled with, but fucked is a better word.
Yeah.
They need to be fiddled with. No, those movies, they came in and they did things to those films for reasons that just were bizarre. Now, George Lucas, I understood why he did what he did, and it did not really help the film. His cut of Star Wars, where he went in and made the movie with more CG effects, some terrible stuff in there. One of the worst scenes in that movie is when Han Solo is confronting Jabba the Hutt, because in the original Star Wars, everybody knows they tried to put Jabba the Hutt in that movie, and he was nothing but a fat guy.
He was a fat guy, and the actor didn't work, and that scene just didn't work, and that's why it was initially cut out.
Yeah.
Which didn't make any sense to me why they reinserted it, because I'm like, well, you know what? Honestly, by doing that, you're taking the whole mystery out of Jabba the Hutt, number one. And number two, the scene still doesn't work. And you make it worse.
And you make it worse. You know what's so bad about that scene?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
When Han Solo walked behind Jabba, and it looked like he was being controlled with a joystick or something.
He did, yeah. He looked like fucking Mario, like from Mario Brothers, when he makes the fucking jump into the tube. That's what he looked like. Han Solo turned into fucking Super Mario Brothers and made this jump to make it logical that Han Solo could walk behind, only doing so to walk on Jabba the Hutt's tail, which I'm like... And
then Jabba the Hutt made this really funny face.
Yeah.
Okay, technically... It's a terrible scene because it looks like when Han Solo is walking behind, because in the original scene, I guess Harrison Ford was walking behind the actor.
Yeah.
Now, we know Jabba has a tail, so he just can't walk. Well, I guess he still could have been seen as, like, it could have been taken as, oh, he just walked over his tail. We can't see behind him. We didn't need that South Park walk that he did over, you know.
Yeah. But the thing is, you know what? The way it's framed is just framed wrong for a creature like that. I mean, it looked awkward to begin with. Even watching that scene with them together, even before he stepped over the tail, it looks like they really tried their best to do what they could.
And then to make it worse, so like where he looks like a paper cutout walking over his tail.
Yeah.
Now, it looks terrible technically, but from a story point and character, and from a character development point, Jabba the Hutt, one of the most feared gangsters in the galaxy, is there pretty much threatening Han Solo's life if he doesn't get his money. And Han Solo dares to walk on him.
Yeah.
Like he would not allow that, and his thugs would not allow that. It was just stupid.
Well, the thing is that the scene that sets it up is when Greedo basically tells him, you know, Jabba's been looking for you and he wants you dead or alive, whatever. And he makes Jabba sound like, man, this guy's like a mobster. He's like a gangster. And having that scene with Jabba look like basically a clown, where it made him not a threat, you know.
No.
And the thing is, if we would have seen that scene originally, how if they had the money to do a puppet of Jabba, we would not care about him. He would not be that character that he is in Return of the Jedi when we saw him for the first time.
Yeah.
Because they made him look like a clown in that scene, and on top of that, they made that scene even worse by showing you Boba Fett.
Yeah.
And Boba Fett looks at the camera and goes, "What's up, I'm Boba Fett," and walks off. And you're just like, why did you do that? You just ruined two great characters of the Star Wars trilogy by introducing them early for no reason and making them kind of look like fucking decorations on a Christmas tree. There's no point to it, you know.
No, it was horrible.
Yeah,
it's horrible. And Spielberg was about to fuck up E.T. because you know what he did with that.
Yeah, he took out the guns and inserted walkie-talkies. And I'm like, really?
And even he had to admit that was a mistake.
Yeah. And I'm still looking for. I know it's out. Somebody was asking me the other day if they have the DVD version of the original film out, and I think they do. I know for a while you had to buy the special edition, which included the new cut scenes. Well, just the taking out of the guns. You had to purchase that to get the original copy of E.T. You had to buy it in a set, which I'm hoping at least now it's available by itself. You know, cleaned up. That would be great. I'm hoping it's at least available out there.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too, man. That's
because it's a movie I still haven't. I don't own. I would love to own it.
Yeah, no. Sometimes is best if certain directors aren't allowed to interfere with the editor. You know, and sometimes they should have a better cut. I know there's been directors who've had their cut of a movie out there, and it's
made a lot of sense. You know what? The Abyss is a great example of a director's cut, which really I enjoy that movie so much more now because what they cut out. It turned into a Day the Earth Stood Still movie for me, with the scenes that they cut, where originally the film, when I saw it, I really didn't care for it all too much. And I thought they took out the threat of that movie, which originally was in there, but for some reason it got cut. So when you see the director's cut, it's like watching a whole nother movie, honestly. And it's a more effective movie with that director's cut.
Yeah. So... But really, a lot of times, sometimes either directors should trust the editors or leave well enough alone. So let's move on to another question here from Chadsbro. Chadsbro says, "Fuck my thoughts on the new Yogi Bear movie. What do you guys think about the new trailer for the upcoming Yogi Bear movie? I understand why this franchise would be made into a movie, but from the trailer, it looks like it'll be a disappointing cash-in. Thanks for all the laughs. Keep up the good work." Okay. Sum it up real easily. I don't have any problem with people taking these old properties or cartoons and making them live action movies or 3D movies. And when I say 3D, CGI are a combination of the both, which we've seen done with things like Scooby-Doo, and now we see it done with Yogi Bear here. And the thing that upsets me is that a lot of times when they do this, when they bring these classic cartoons characters into modern times, I'm trying to make a feature film out of them during, today, they try to make them too hip.
Yeah.
And they really take away what the attraction was for or what the charm of those characters were in the first place. There's a scene where Yogi Bear tells Lil Boo Boo, he's like, "Kick it, yo! Kick it, boo boo!" And they put on a record, and then they, they're playing some pop song, and one of the things that really bugs me is that I don't know if it's animators who would just insist on doing this, or if it's in the script, because the script writers just don't. They feel like all family computer animated films with characters like this have to do it, but they always have to do that same dance, where they're shaking their ass back and forth, and I'm like, man,
I don't know who that caters to, and I don't know who enjoys that. I mean, I've always wondered that myself, and because you know what, I think certain properties like that, even with old TV shows that they want to bring back, like Bewitched, I'm like, you know what, those TV shows had a place and a time where they worked. And you know what? You shouldn't try to recreate that. Some properties you just can't. Especially with like Yogi Bears. As far as that type of humor, you go back and you watch those cartoons. We've kind of moved along from that style of humor to where, I'm sure some people would enjoy it, where other people probably would think it's just kind of dry and just kind of like, meh. It doesn't interest me. I'd rather watch Ren and Stimpy cartoons.
Yeah, no, that's the problem. I really would not be. see, people say you should leave these cartoons alone. You don't mess with them. And I don't think it's so much that people really mean don't ever touch them and bring them into modern times and try to make a movie out of them. Because people say that, but what I think people really mean is don't take them and try too hard to make them hip. You know, take them and actually do something that fits that character. It's too easy to take these characters and have them dance to, I don't know, Lady Gaga, or whatever.
Which they probably will do.
Yeah, it's
the Jonas Brothers.
They take and they try to. In these movies, they're not really making movies. They're just they are cash-ins. I mean, they're trying to like promote the latest pop song on there, and I just get tired of that. And that's my biggest worry with people taking these characters that we love and doing them today, because they look as these, a lot of these writers they're entrenched in Hollywood. They see everything that is modern. I mean, a lot of a lot of times New York and LA are cultural ground zero.
Yeah.
And they influence the rest of the country. So why is it that when you got these people who are embedded in all this hipness come out as the corniest people in the world when they write these fucking scripts? Why do they sound like they're trying too hard when they're trying to speak the latest hip lingo?
Look at Alvin. It, boo-boo! Yeah, look at Alvin the Chipmunks. I mean, I never thought I'd get so annoyed looking at a movie poster where Alvin's wearing a hoodie, trying to do like a gangster pose, and I'm like, really? What's that? That's not why Alvin was ever famous to begin with.
And you know what they'll say to us? They say, well, it's because of that those movies made so much money. And they do. And it's from my own personal standpoint that I don't want to see that. But they know what they're doing as far as like cashing in on the kids. I really don't think they have to do that to really make a good movie. But they don't care as long as they get the money.
No. It is a business, because honestly, when I guarantee when that movie comes out, they're going to be selling like these brand new packaged DVDs with those characters. They're going to sell toys. I think it's more about selling the merchandise and the property name alone, more than it is about the integrity of the film and what it is. About.
And I can't really, I'm speaking for myself.
It's a business. I mean, it really is in every sense of the word.
Yeah, and I have to speak for myself here. I don't like to see that because I see past that transparency. But kids, they eat that shit up, man. They really do. I mean, do you remember all the shirts that were sold when Bugs Bunny and the Tasmanian Devil were wearing pants like they were like exposing their underwear, and they wore gold chains, and they got the hip hop stance going on. I mean,
I remember.
Kids love that shit, man. I mean,
I don't get it, but hey, if it sells, it sells. Hey.
I don't think they have to go that far to sell things. I really think that they could take a more creative route, a more imaginative approach to these properties and sell just as well. But what do I know? They're the ones who are in on the focus groups and shit. I'm not. I don't know. So this comes from Sarah Quintetto. She says, "Hey, this is for Let's Do This. Fuck my thoughts. We sure will.
We will.
Yes, and we'll do it genuinely.
We'll do it now. We'll do it
hard. Nice.
Oh, you do it nice, I'll do it hard.
You do it hard, yeah. Be like that Tina Turner song, nice and rough. She says, what movie do you think would make a perfect amusement park ride? Do they have a Star Trek ride?
They did. Well, no.
Did they?
I know they had a Star Wars ride for a while.
If they don't have a Star Trek ride, would be perfect.
Yeah.
They have. Now check this out. When I was at Comic-Con, they had a panel for Saw. What they say it's going to be the last Saw movie.
Yeah.
Saw has spawned the first 3D amusement park ride. The horror 3D amusement park ride.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So
I'm like, how does that work?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know, but I want to see it now. I do.
Yeah.
But they haven't. Did you know that Saw was inducted into the Guinness Book of World Records as being the most successful horror franchise ever? Now we're talking about from a financial standpoint.
Oh wow, no, you're breaking my heart with that news, but no,
it is.
I had no idea.
That puppet got a lot of money.
Oh shit!
I saw the beginning.
Fool me, but damn, yeah.
Well, I saw the beginning of the next Saw movie. It actually started out pretty cool.
Oh, they showed it at Comic-Con?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was in 3D.
Yeah.
And it was I think that the reason why it worked is because it was just they're finally just playing up the humor of it.
Yeah.
I mean, got to. I mean, it's just
it's gotten to a point where it's already a parody of itself. Might as well just take advantage
and
of
that guy Tobin Bell who plays Saw. I'm gonna put up the panel one day, but because I recorded it. But if you listen to him, he sounds just like that fucking puppet, his character in the movie. It was scaring me. I thought he was gonna trap everybody in the room.
Shit.
You worry about frivolous things like the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah.
Let's see if you all can make a record to get out of here alive. Every time he talked like whenever. So I thought that was
next question.
Yeah, I thought it was a joke, or I thought it was an act what he did in the movie. But people would ask him a question, and I thought like, man, he's gonna kill these fucking kids that ask this question. But no, every time somebody asked him something, he's like, well, I have to say, it's a privilege to play this character. Kids come up and they tell me that it's not about the traps. It's that you learn a lesson.
Oh my God. Kids. Yeah. How old are these kids?
He said
14.
He did.
They can't. They're not allowed to be in the theater.
He said, kids come up to me when they're 13. They say, you're the man. And he actually told a story like this. It was a little kid. He was the littlest one out of the bunch. Maybe it's like he was 5. And that's what he said. That what I like about this is that you learn something. Like it's a fucking children's movie, you know?
Yeah. It'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with these parents?
I know.
5-year-old asking me about Saw knowing every goddamn scene in the movie.
I know. I can see him with that little
Holy
kid.
Fuck, we're all fucked.
You're 10 years old trying to watch a movie that's meant for people who are 17 or older. Now you will watch a movie, but before the movie's over, you have to gouge your eyeballs out or die.
Yeah. It's like, but fuck it. I'm rich, bitch.
Live or die is your choice.
Yeah.
Fuck it, just die. Now let's see. No, the reason why I brought up Saw is because
the amusement ride.
I was thinking about like maybe there's a good horror movie that would make an amusement park ride, and I thought, okay, if we want to take the old Freddy, the one that finally became that became just a clown, is like, okay, why not have him have his own amusement park ride where you go through his dreams?
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, Freddy, the whole Nightmare series would cater so much to a kick-ass ride like that. You know? But I don't know.
Can't you imagine like going into Freddy's mouth and all this kind of stuff? Like
I was about to say, like having a coaster going to like the Freddy's mouth as he's the worm, and I mean, there's just so much you can do with that. You can play with like illusions, during this fucking ride. I mean, you can have the illusion like you see like the middle of the tracks when you're on the coaster, and it looks like the whole fucking thing just collapsed. I mean, imagine how cool that would be. Now, it's a little ambitious for they could do it. They'll probably just fucking make a poster out of it and like fucking nail it to the side of the roller coaster.
Have you seen that Spider-Man 3D? It's an old one before the movies came out. It's a 3D ride they had like on Universal or I think it's a Universal, and it's pretty cool. And it's like that. Like you're in there, everybody has the
glasses,
and shit collapses on top of you.
See, that's cool, but I mean, it's trying to get something like that in Six Flags. That would be great. I'm surprised they haven't done that, like something like a Star Tours or like Michael Jackson had a Captain EO ride. I don't know how scary that is, but
that wasn't scary at all.
Yeah, I'm sure they got a Star Trek ride out there because they made fun of it on Robot Chicken. So
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, what else would make a good ride though out there? I mean, there's so many things. I'm surprised there has not been something that makes you feel like you're in the Matrix.
Oh yeah,
There's all kinds
too.
I mean,
you know what I want?
What?
I want an Inception ride. Fucking in the hallway. Trying to walk through that shit.
Well, the reason why I thought of Nightmare on Elm Street is because I did think of Inception, and then I thought but there's not enough imagery in there that affects dreams. But when you brought up the hallway, I was like, dude, that would be kind of cool.
That would be badass.
If they could do that.
You know what? Nightmare on Elm Street would make for a better like haunted house type scenarios where you have a tilting room. You have to go through the mouth of Freddy Krueger's worm, but they can like put like Jello type shit to where it feels just nasty.
Yeah,
they can put funky smells in there, and they can do like we have a House of Illusions here during Halloween. They can do something like that based completely on
House of Illusions.
That's right. Yeah. Having fucking. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do a Freddy Krueger. I can't. But anyway, no, that would be fucking badass, and it's a very ambitious idea, but
I don't know.
It could happen.
All right, we got a
We should
question
make that
here.
happen. That should be our next venture, Corey.
We'll start tonight.
Yeah.
And
Get
that's how they
stop on the
started.
website.
Yeah.
I'm starting up the
Oh,
Freddy
like,
Krueger ride.
Go get some 2x4s and some nails.
Home Depot, here we go.
Oh, we'll end up like the Three Stooges eventually.
It'll just be a
Put that
mess.
shit together. Yeah.
Be a bunch of wooden planks
Yeah.
just nailed together with no structure at all. Just a bunch of big pile of trash. Like when they tried to build that fucking house. All right, let's
Come on, Corey,
here's-
you chowder head.
wake up and go to sleep. Let's see. We got a question here from Jolly Man Big Boy. Have you ever gotten so drunk you dry humped the co-host while he was unplugged? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Now, motherfucker, you want to ask a real
Yeah.
question,
I know.
goddammit? And he does. How would you summarize the 1990s decade in film compared to the other decades before and after? Well, look, I mean, wow, come on, man. The other decades before. I mean, do you know how many decades there were before? Let's just look.
I haven't lived that long.
Okay, let's say this. I still think the 70s is where you got some of your most daring mainstream movies.
Some of your most ambitious films.
Yeah, as far as like, I mean, we're talking about, this is before dramas were trumped by big special effects films. As we all know, the 80s was the one to usher in that age of the blockbuster.
Blockbusters and franchises. Yeah.
Yes. 70s is where you had a lot of your ambitious films, a lot of dramas, a lot of daring films that came out and they got mainstream release. And it was a decade different from many because, before that, movies, they refrained from showing you a lot of things. I mean, they didn't do a lot of things. A lot of movies, the 60s was the start of the loss of innocence for a lot of film, at least mainstream film. And then the 70s is where you had just an abundance of that. And then the 80s came along, which was, as we said, that was the decade that brought us the blockbuster and the franchise. The 90s, though, was the one that really took the blockbuster and gave us some really great films with the new technology that we have. I mean, we got Jurassic Park in that decade. We got The Matrix in that decade. We got Fight Club. I mean, a lot of this stuff was. I mean, and we start to see where CG was becoming more than just a spectacle, but it was used for actual storytelling. It was used in the background
when it was done correctly. I mean, I look at the 90s as far as when CG and computer effects started coming into the forefront with a lot of these movies, where it almost turned into like the cheesy bad cinema of like kind of like the exploitation type films, where they were going out of their way to like make these spectacles, but they were so cheaply done that CG became kind of like the new stop motion animation to me sometimes. That era. There are a lot of bad CG films that also came out.
The 90s was also a decade where Disney came into its own with its second golden age of animated films. We had it.
Toy Story.
I think, maybe it was 89, I believe. I thought it was 90. Maybe it was 89 when we saw when The Little Mermaid came out. Let me see. I thought it was 89. It might have been 90, but that's what we got, some really great animated films from Disney that gave us.
I think that was 90, Little Mermaid. Only because I remember when it was on, when it hit VHS. Like it was like, I know it was like at least 90.
It was 80. It was 89.
Oh, it was 89. Okay.
Yeah, I just remember it because it was it was 89. It was right on the cusp of the 90s though. And then after that, that's where we got Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin. Tarzan was in that period. I mean, we got a lot of good Disney films during that period, but that were still 2D before Disney just kind of started switching solely to 3D. Even though we just had the Frog Princess, we also had films that proved that old technology was our old techniques were not going to be taken over by CG. That's the decade that gave us The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh yeah.
That was stop motion, when everybody said stop motion was dead, and soon followed by James and the Giant Peach, and so we got some good things out of that. But I'm waiting to look back on this decade of 2000 to 2010, and trying to figure out what really big landmark film we had in here besides something like The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it that we can go back and look? What was the trend that happened throughout this decade? What were the movies that actually made an impact on us?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think what.
I remember the early 2000s started pretty poor.
Because I remember around 2000. Yeah, it seemed like a lot of regurgitated
Especially
like
after,
properties, and just thinking about it, like what was the film I was going to think about? Oh, just a lot. Like I said, a lot of regurgitated properties. A lot of like the Michael Bay's Dunes production. I can't remember what it was called, where they're bringing back these 80s icons.
No, you're right.
You know?
This is that. Maybe that's what it was. I mean, we've seen this is truly the decade where where studios said we are really going to just regurgitate and cannibalize, and we've seen things.
The 80s. Pretty much.
I mean, this is the one where so many people are going back and mining old horror movies. I mean, it's kind of a sad decade if you ask me.
Even toy franchises, G.I. Joe, Transformers. I mean, this is the decade where it's a fall back to old things. I mean, even we've even revisited again old technology, and now we're bringing it to the forefront. This is the age where we're ushering in 3D now. Yeah.
And we're trying to figure out how do we get past conventional movie viewing?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do we compete with this with the technology that's moving so fast for home entertainment?
Just to get people in the theaters, because right now, I mean, in the world we're living in, where we can stream movies
exactly
on our own living rooms, you know, in at home, and we can build a movie theater in our homes now these days.
Yeah. No, you're right. This is the decade that was put to the test of what do we do now that people are pirating movies, watching movies at home, streaming movies. Netflix came into its own. Not to mention that it also changed the tier of distribution. Oh, yeah. It's also the decade where your smaller movies, now they're being released sometimes simultaneously as they're being released in theaters, but they're not getting the big treatment. You know, they're really reserved for now straight to DVD or your small art houses. I mean, your independents are not getting the kind of exposure that they used to get.
I was about to say.
Which makes in the past that would have been called a B movie, but there's some of those films that are actually pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean,
you're right. Some of those movies that people, it was one time. It was reserved for bad movies to just go straight to DVD. Now that there's such competition out there, and a lot of these movies can be seen for free sometimes, or they just the budget on them, just for some studios, they don't say they just don't merit the marketing or the distribution. It'll make more sense to put them straight to DVD or to just have very, very limited distribution, almost as advertisement, and putting them like release them at the same time on demand on like IFC cable. Right.
And I hate to say, like, I think in this decade too that I want to say it's almost close to the death of independent cinema. Really,
I won't say it's the death of independent cinema. It's just taken. They're trying to find out what to do with it.
Yeah. It's not what it was like in the 90s, I think, at least, where it really like
some of the independent houses that were kind of cutting edge a few years back are now big houses.
They've been bought out by they've been bought out.
Miramax even.
Yeah. They've been bought out by the bigger studios, basically.
And I can say that, the 90s also ushered in the age of the CG animated film, which has now in this decade pretty much taken over.
Yep.
And we don't see as many 2D films anymore. And it's almost a nostalgic thing to go back and do that.
With the exception of, what was it, the Frog?
That's what I'm saying, the Frog. That's what I'm saying. It's nostalgic to go back and do that. Because
it is. Yeah.
I think Disney did the Frog Princess because, well, they just want to pay homage to their true roots.
Where I honestly thought if that movie like if it was that blockbuster that I'm sure the studios were hoping for, it would probably spawn more 2D projects and going, this can still make money. People are still interested in this. They'll go see it as long as it's a good property.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it still can happen. I mean,
but it's funny with this decade, man. We are really seeing something that like they did in the 50s, like with the William Castle movies, where, hey, brought to you in 3D, brought to you smell-o-vision.
Oh, yeah.
During the Tingler, we're going to rig certain seats to buzz and shock you a little bit. We're seeing the return of some of those gimmicks in this decade of 2000, 2010, especially in the later half of this decade. But what you're seeing is being done with more seriousness, where Yeah, something like the Tingler, where they bug the seats up to give you a shock when something happened. That was kind of a gimmick. Today, serious money is being poured into some technology like that because they got the D-box seats,
Yeah, I was
which
about
move.
to say, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not treated as a gimmick anymore. It's treated as what can we really do to compete with home television or home video.
Which is in its testing phase right now, honestly.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, I want to say, like, me and Leon, we were interested in going to see Inception and the D-Box. And we asked how much ticket prices were. And it seemed like the ticket prices were pretty steep when I heard that was coming out. Like, I think it was like, $20 or so. And when we asked, it was about, I think it was 15. So I don't know if that's because I thought, did the price go down only because maybe people aren't buying those tickets for that type of experience? And the other thing to think about too is that a lot of films don't cater to that type of experience, where a lot of people probably don't want their chair to be moving around during a movie that doesn't cater to it, like a movie like 2012 or Inception, which I really want to see Inception in the D-Box just to get that experience, because I feel like D-Box probably won't be around if it doesn't really, pull in those numbers. Only because it's expensive too. I mean, it really is.
Yeah,
where do they have that?
At Galaxy. Yeah, at the Galaxy Theater.
I think that there's a lot of things at the 90s. This guy was asking Spain about the 90s. To kind of wrap this up, I think that the 90s just gave us a lot of things that a lot of decades have not been able to, even this decade. I mean, the 90s, like I said, the 90s introduced the CG animated film. It brought us a second gauge in animation, the golden age in animation. It brought us some unique films that finally had CG come into its own. We saw the birth of the CG animated film, and it also brought us the rock star director. We had directors who were stars before then, but it brought us the directors who really were rock stars. They went out and Quentin Tarantino, Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez, these guys who
Kevin Smith.
These guys who were like not only sometimes bigger than their movies. I mean, their names were bigger than the actors in their movies, but this is the first time that they became really accessible like they are. They want to go out and meet the fans and hang out with the fans and watch movies with the fans. And I don't know if it's because of the way that socialized media has come about or whatever. But
they made fucking great films. They made, at that time, they had that one film. It's Pulp Fiction. I mean, Clerks. I mean, they had those films that I honestly think spoke to a certain generation, and that generation really embraced it, and invited those guys into their living rooms. I mean, made them household names, it was somebody to root for who was making movies that you wanted to see. Yeah. And, but yeah, I mean, you're right though. It did. I mean, even brought George Lucas.
Even something like Spike, even somebody like Spike Lee, who actually is so sad, but the 80s is where we really got our first mainstream superstar black director, which carried on into the 90s, and that's where he really, in the 90s is where Spike Lee, I think, really started to become a brand. And not just a director. He became a famous director in the 80s, late 80s, but in the 90s is when he really started to become a brand. So, I don't know. Maybe a little bit pre-90s, it's 88, 89, but yeah. Anyway, 90s is a really a standout decade. That was actually a good question right there, because I don't think even this decade really compares to the 90s.
And it's too bad, you were talking about 70s films, and what I loved a lot about the 70s films was the great writing. I mean, there's times when I'm watching a movie shot either around the 70s or like late 70s, and I'm just thinking, wow, they really don't make movies like that anymore, where a movie takes its time to introduce you to a character. It gets you to know those characters, really get an inside look in those characters, and just the plot of the story is how intricate, and they weren't
started and closed.
And the thing is, like, they didn't play in none of those movies around the 70s really didn't play down to the audience.
That's what I'm saying. The 70s I think is a decade that really stood out in storytelling. endearing storytelling, but the 90s is where you just had like so much technology catching up with stories, and people still learn how to use it. And
some people just use the technology without thinking about coming up with a story. You know?
But near by the end of that decade, I think that is where we just saw it like put in seamlessly for a lot of films. That's why I mentioned Fight Club, because
Fight Club, Like speaking of rock star directors, David Fincher became a rock star overnight after that film. That movie. Well, that and Seven. I mean, Seven did it too. I mean,
So. Anyway, man, shit. Woo, I know people talking about Steven Spielberg and George Lucas.
Oh, of course.
They are superstar directors, but I'm just talking about rock star directors where you see that guy and they are hip.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, they
Kevin Smith is out fucking doing concerts. I mean, just talking.
Out there speaking and hanging out with people and shit. Yeah.
Tarantino is out doing film festivals,
and, and hanging out with his fans.
Hanging out with his fans,
I think this is really, that was that first decade where you had a superstar director actually come out and connect with his fans like that. Not being afraid to go out and like just hang out at a party.
Yeah. And just go, hey, look, these are the dumb films I'm into. Well, fucking hang out with me and watch them.
Exactly.
So those two started really in the 90s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The 90s, it was. So, all right, man. Woo. Fuck. Yeah, I gotta get out of here, boy. I can't hardly even talk, man. All right, y'all. Good night.
All right, that's it. I'm fucking going to bed. I'm shutting down. Tell me your problems, Corey.
Oh, and another thing.
Talk to Sammy.